Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 69. Day 69, unreal, 1 day to go, holy moly. And I'm still answering your questions. I have had more questions in this challenge than any other challenge, and I really, really do appreciate this. I'm gonna try to get through everything in the next 2 videos. If I can't, then I will probably do an extra video, okay? If you have not booked your final scan, please do so ASAP, okay? There are still some of you who have not booked your scan. And if you don't book your scan, I do not, if we don't get your scan done, you are not put in the final numbers. We do not include you because you technically did not finish the challenge. Okay, let's get to questions here. How does water fit into your calculations for the competition? I think I would dehydrate myself a bit for the photos. Yeah, that could make a difference in a good way, but maybe not. But if water is weight added and thus lowers body fat percentage, I would drink a lot of water in the 24 to 48 hours before, brackets sodium 2, so that my overall weight is higher and the final fat percentage is lower. Okay, so yes, you are very smart. You realize that if you have more non-fat mass measured on your body, that you will have a lower body fat percentage. But it doesn't help you in the competition, because the competition is about a loss of fat mass. So whether you drink tons of water or you don't, it's not going to change your fat mass reading. Okay, this is all about a ratio of what your fat was. It's a comparison of what your fat was in the beginning to where your fat mass is in the end, not your body fat percentage. Right? So as you know, your body fat percentage is it's the fat, how much fat is on your body relative to the rest of the mass in your body. But when we're talking about fat mass loss, we're talking about just how much fat did you lose relative to the beginning. Okay, so it's not going to help you in this. Yes, you're right, it will change your body fat percentage, but that's not going to help you for the challenge, okay? Did I want to say anything else on this? I don't think so. Dehydrating yourself for the photos, yeah, I mean, this could go, it probably will make you a little bit hard to say though. I mean, you have to do things right. You want to make sure that the muscle's hydrated. You want to make sure that the subcutaneous skin is thin, right? So, which is why people generally dehydrate, is to remove the excess water. That's the subcutaneous excess water, the water that sits between the muscle and the skin. That you want to remove, but you don't want to really remove water from in the muscle, because that's going to make you look better. Okay, it's going to make you look more toned. All right, hopefully that helps you. Next question. Post-challenge, is it okay to have one cheat night a week so long as I'm perfect with the rest of the week? Yeah, I mean, one cheat night. Okay, so you're trying to maintain your results or maybe even continue getting results. A cheat night, a cheat meal, yeah, that's okay, but not a cheat night. Okay, not 6-7 hours. You can do a lot of damage even in one meal. Okay, God knows I make a lot of damage. I basically eat, what, maybe 2,500 calories in 20 minutes, right? So not hard to do. So just be careful with an entire evening, okay? And be careful with the alcohol. I'm assuming that you're thinking about alcohol here. All right. But yeah, one cheat meal a week would be okay if you're good with your diet, okay? Okay, here's some gratitude. So this is this person's top 6 gratitude. My health, my body, feeling safe, having access to clean water, having a roof over my head. I could go on. ... And finally, you, Martina, and the Train on Main community. Thank you very much for that. We are thankful to have all of you guys. We really are. Okay, more gratitude here. My wife and my children. Okay, well, we don't often hear this. We don't often hear the spouse of the children. So it's good to hear. Okay, so I'll say it again. My wife, my children, my house, my health, and my job. All right, more questions here. Is there any difference in nut butters? Is one better than another? And what about seed butters? I heard that almond butter is better for you than peanut butter, but I couldn't really find any concrete benefits. Okay, well, okay, this is a bit pedantic. I mean, yes, I would say there are better butters, and yes, almond butter is generally better for you than peanut butter because it's lower in arachidonic acid, or maybe doesn't even have any arachidonic acid. And arachidonic acid is supposed to be like pro-inflammatory for the body. I mean, I don't know how much. I don't really know how inflammatory it is. That might be true. I don't know, really, per se. But yes, for sure, generally, like, you know, if you're looking at almond butter, it's more of a monounsaturated fat. Although I think peanut butter is too. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember, to be honest with you. I look this stuff up and then I know it, and then I just, time goes on and then I forget. I think peanut butter is more monounsaturated too, so it's good. It's good in that regard. And almond butter is the same way. Generally, with seeds, they're usually more. Generally, I've got to double check on this, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this. They're generally more polyunsaturated, so it's really not the fat you want to get. So, yeah, there is some difference. Okay, so, but you know, we're obviously picking out the bad things. I mean, there's probably some good things, right? When we're dealing with seeds, or I think really the key thing here is not to overdo it. Okay. So usually when we're talking about polyunsaturated fats and stuff like that, we're talking about, you know, getting excess amounts. If you're having some, I don't think that's going to be necessarily such a bad thing, okay? But yes, if I had to go ahead and pick a nut butter, almond butter would be a great source to go with, okay? I do buy this nut and seed butter from Costco, and it's pretty good as well. It's a mixture of nut and seeds, but it's mainly nut. Okay, number 2. You mentioned in previous videos, and Kenneth has also had some exercises that might be better in bare feet. Is this because we are aware of putting more weight on our heels? Is it more stable? You mentioned this week to have thinner soled runners for weight training. Is this so we're more aware of the weight positioning on the back or the front of the foot? Certain exercise. Okay, no. Yeah, you will be more stable, yes. But the most important thing here is when we push from the floor, we want to push from a hard surface. We don't want to push from a soft surface. So, you know, if you can imagine when you're going down to a squat and you're wearing, let's say, a nice pair of, you know, pillow shoes, okay, some like super supportive, you know, super rubbery shoes. You're coming down, you're going to see it's going to squish, and then when you come at the bottom and you come right out, you're probably going to squish down a bit more and then come back up. It's just really not ideal, okay? If you think about the extreme version of this, imagine trying to squat on a mattress. It's really not ideal. So we want a nice, firm, hard surface, okay? That's really the idea here. Okay, next question here. For bench press, you mentioned feet should be on the floor, but it actually feels easier on my back with my legs on the bench. Is it okay? Is this bad form? It's not bad form. It's not bad form at all. In fact, you know, you could argue that it's better form because your back is supported. But in terms of getting the most, like, mechanically getting the most out of the movement, because some of that drive comes from your feet, and having your feet on the floor is going to help with your drive, you're going to be a little bit stronger. Okay, so, you know, but, so the, you know, like if your back is feeling not good, like it's really bothered, and this is the case generally for shorter people because the bench is, you know, it's one height, right? So if you're taller, then, you know, you're going to have an easier time getting your feet on the floor. If you're a shorter person, you're going to feel it more in your back because your hip has to go through more of a stretch. And if your hip is going through more of a stretch, then you're going to have more of an anterior pelvic tilt, and et cetera, et cetera. That's not good for your back, okay? So here's the rule. Try to put your feet down if you can. If you can't, then put them up, okay? You can always put risers down on the floor too, okay? How many for time? Oh my God, 10 minutes. Okay, let me read the gratitude here. Okay, 5 things this person is thankful for. There are many things in my life that I'm thankful for, but these come to mind at this particular time. I am grateful for all the people who have passed through my life, for those who have an eternal imprint on my life, both good and bad, and they taught me to live in the moment, to give back, to be thankful, appreciative, and respectful. Some made me laugh, some made me cry, some made me angry, but they all taught me a lesson. I'm thankful for my two, so this is number 2. I'm thankful for my 2 children. They challenged me to think outside the box, look at today's world issues in a new light. They have taught me about environment, politics, and social issues. They've also taught me not to judge others for their sexual orientation and gender identity, to be more open and accepting of all. Number 3, I'm grateful for all of my mistakes. This is a great one that I've made, as they've taught me to be more stronger, resilient, more humble, and to plan ahead. For this, I can say my judgment has improved greatly. That's a very good outlook. I like that. I am grateful for my mistakes. I like that. Number 4, I am grateful for the privileges I have living in this country. I have more opportunities as a woman. I feel safer. I have access to healthcare. It is cleaner, and the food system's better than some countries that I visited. Yeah, I mean, for sure, I feel the same way. It's hard to get a clear perspective on what is real and what isn't, because we all have different perspectives. We all just have different experiences, right? So it's just like we're all going to see the world through a different lens slightly, right? But one thing's for sure is I think it's pretty cool that we seem to live in a world that's, like locally here, that's, it seems like it's becoming more balanced. It seems like it's becoming, like we're becoming a little more, what the right word is here, like, I don't know, accepting, empathetic, and these types of things towards each other. Hopefully that's the case. Maybe that's just my lens, I don't know. Number 5, I am grateful for my health. I no longer need medication. I am able to work out and fitter. I'm able to work out and fitter than I have been in the last 14 years. Holy cow. And still trying to improve. I can say with earnestness that my glass is half full. Awesome. Very good. I love this. I mean, that was pretty in-depth. Gratitude. More in-depth than I probably would have given. So kudos to you. Okay. Holy jeez. 12 and a half minutes. Message of the day. Okay. Message of the day. Okay, there's a few that I really love, and I'm going to repeat this. You've already heard me say this, but it's one of my faves. Maybe it is my favorite. And it goes like this, and it's something you can repeat to yourself. Okay? Or maybe you might find it a bit cheesy and you won't do it, so that's fine too. I'm amazing. I can do anything. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality. This is really important. I'm going to emphasize that. And I'm prepared to succeed. I'll say it again. I am amazing. I can do anything. Positivity is a choice. I celebrate my individuality, and I'm prepared to succeed. Something to remind yourself, especially the fact that you are an individual. I think it's great that we look towards people for inspiration, that we look towards people to maybe, elevate our standards, those types of things. But remember, you are an individual. Remember, we are all just entirely unique, and this is important. I think it's super important. I mean, this is how we fulfill the various roles in our society, and this is how we help each other. We can't help each other if we're all the same, right? We fill in the gaps that others don't have, right? And we all have certain things that we are better at and certain things we're not so good at, right? All right, that's all I'm going to say. Positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself for the love of God. Give some gratitude. I'll talk to you guys all very soon. Day 69, day 70 tomorrow is unbelievable. I'll see you guys. Hopefully I see you at the gym. And if not, see your scan soon. See ya.